The Magic Merlin hat went 4-0 last week, so I got it on again so I can bring you boys and girls out there the most accurate picks in college football. Even got us a little fairy dust this week. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's right. The Magic Merlin hat and the fairy dust. I'm going to give you the best picks ever. Stay tuned to find out. Guys and gals in sporting land, this is JPC, and got the Magic Merlin hat on today again because once again we went 4-0 last week. Took Pittsburgh over Clemson. Iowa State was my gym. I took them over Oklahoma State, and they won. Alabama over Tennessee, and I took Notre Dame over Southern Cal. So the Magic Merlin hat is now undefeated at 4-0. So we're going to continue wearing this Magic Merlin hat. And I'm even going to throw a little bit of fairy dust out there first to make sure that we go and continue our undefeated streak. There it is. That's the shit right there. That's the clincher. That's going to make this pick go even smoother. Now, getting right to it. Georgia versus Florida, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Ooh, we're not supposed to say that anymore, right? That's politically incorrect, and Lord be it far from me to piss off any of those what we call lefties or liberal spastics or whatever. Yeah, it's still called the world's largest outdoor party. There ain't a damn thing y'all can do about it, so get over it. Now, moving on to it. Georgia has pretty much had their way all year, albeit that one exception at the beginning of the year that they struggled against Clemson. They only really scored 3 offensive points and won the game 10-3 off their defense, which is what they've been doing most of the year, is winning all their games on defense. Now, Kentucky gave them a little tussle for about 3.5 quarters. So, my thing is with Georgia is I don't think they've really ran up against a high-powered offense yet. Not yet. Everybody thought, playing Clemson in the early part of the year would be a good gauge for Georgia, and pretty much that team, whoever won that game, would be on course to probably go on to play in the national championship playoff. Like a guaranteed slot almost. Now we find out, not so much. Clemson's not very good. Clemson's done lost 3 games this year, and Georgia only scored 3 points on them. Every single team that's played Clemson this year has scored more than 3 points on them. Scored more than 10 points on them, which is all Georgia could score on Clemson. So, yeah. I think that nobody's untouchable this year. I've told my podcast partner, Jonathan Lewis, that many times. By the way, he's got a great podcast. It's called College Football with Jonathan Lewis. I'll drop it in the description down in the comment section. Actually, yeah, in the description section. Check it out. Good podcast. Very informative. A lot of great stats and whatnot. So check him out. Now, Georgia has everybody knows Georgia's got a great defense. But my thing is, they're going to have an off game eventually. Eventually, Georgia's going to have that one off game where their offense doesn't produce enough, like it did against Clemson, and then the offense is going to actually score more than 3 points, unlike Clemson. See, Clemson only scored 3 points. So they didn't put a lot of pressure on Stetson Company and JT Daniels and company to produce. Now, they're playing Florida, a team that almost beat Alabama, but they've had some inexplicable losses to LSU, that was the big one, and they also lost to Kentucky, a game they probably should have won. So the question is, how is Florida's mindset? Are they going to look at this game like, a game that they could just, it's like their Super Bowl. Because if they do, I think they got a chance. If they come to this game thinking, oh, gee, our season's a wash, well, then you might have some issues. But I'm hoping that Dan Mullen can pull some of that magic that he does from time to time, where his teams at Mississippi State, for example, would get up for a big game and make a game their Super Bowl. And that's what I think they might be trying to do with this game, because they've already lost 3 games in conference. So they're pretty much done as far as making it to Atlanta. But they could also serve as a spoiler. They got some offensive weapons. They got some offense. Their running game is hit or miss, but it can be explosive at times. So if they can just get enough offense to pressure Stetson into having to score more than 24 points, and they've scored over 24 points numerous times, has Georgia. But they haven't done it from behind at any point during, like, I'd say going into the third or fourth quarter. I'll be interested to see how Georgia's offense reacts when it's upon them to win a game. They've been able to bail themselves out with great defensive play all year, and I think that they're due one bad game, maybe even 2. Usually have 2 or 3 bad defensive games a year. Most teams do, at least 2. And I'm thinking that this game might be that game. If they can score, I think if Florida can score 28 to 31 points on this defense, I think they can win this ball game. It's just the inconsistent play at quarterback that has me worried about even fathoming the idea of Florida pulling a huge upset. This is probably one of the biggest upsets in this series if Florida comes in and wins this game. So I'm back and forth a little bit. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I haven't really stuck myself out on a limb. I haven't really put the Magic Merlin hat to a real test. Now, I did take Iowa State over Oklahoma State, and Iowa State wasn't ranked. Oklahoma State was ranked number 8, but Vegas had Iowa State favored by 7, so they knew something, and you could tell Oklahoma State was due. So in this game, I'm going to take the upset. I'm going to stick myself out there. I'm going to put myself out on a limb, and I'm going to say that Florida's going to win this game over Georgia 27-21. And that's all I got to say about that. I would like to have you guys and gals give your predictions down in the comment section. And like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. I need them subscriptions. As you know, I'm building up a new channel here. Used to have J&J Outlaw Sports. Moved over here. Trying to defeat that algorithm that was holding us back on the other channel. So those subscriptions are important. Share to your buddies, your friends. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams.